Okay, so I think the next thing that I want to do is I want to go ahead and get the best bow that we've got. I've got this legendary soul bowl, but I think we want the seeker bow because the seeker bow is it's from Twilight Forest, and it's a bow that basically I think it hones in, like it locks in on enemies, so you never really have to even try. You fire the arrows and they find their targets. So to do that, we need to go to Twilight Forest. And so I don't want to cover Twilight Forest too heavily because I feel like it's been covered a million times in every other pack that it exists in by a million other content creators. But we'll just briefly talk about what you do. We'll cover it briefly. So you put down dirt in a 3x3 pattern, but you knock out the middle 4, right? Or I'm sorry, it's a 4x4 pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you knock out the middle 4. Fill that with water, just regular water, and you put flowers all around that portal. And then when you throw a diamond in there, boom, the portal to the Twilight Forest appears. And so then when you go through, you are here in Twilight Forest. Now this is we did this on stream one day, but this is a cobblestone structure I put around it to protect the portal because I always feel like that's a thing you should do in any new dimension. That's just me though. Protect your portal, and we have a waypoint to it. And so Twilight Forest is interesting because the way it works is you have different bosses that you have to kill, and you have to kill them in a certain order or you can't go to the next boss. Like, you take damage if you go into their areas. And so we should have a map here. That is a regular one. There's a Twilight Forest map, and then those are some 4 blank ones that we'll take. And what you have to do to make this map, if you wanted to make a magic map, and you'll need this to kind of find your way around, is you have to take a magic map focus and you surround it with paper, and then you get a blank magic map. And then to get a magic map focus, you have to get raven feathers, torch berries, and glowstone dust. Now the torch berries you'll find in the caves, all in the Twilight Forest. So go find a cave and look for these. They grow on the walls. And then the raven feather, you just have to find various ravens around. They'll be around, and you have to kill them to get their feathers. And then when you create that, it looks a little bit like this. It opens up, and everywhere you've been unlocks, and you can see each of the different biomes on the map, and then you'll see markers there for the bosses. And if you look, we're on the west side there. I'm the little sword marker, and that kind of tells you where you are and where you're going. So each of those dots there on the map, those like white dots of various sizes, those are mounds, and they'll just be a big kind of hill. And if you dig into them, they'll be full of ore and full of treasure and full of monsters. And so those are freebies. You can take any of those anytime you want. But for advancing in this, you have to go in order. So the first boss that you're going to want to fight is the Naga, and that's that green. You see that green there on the map, and it looks like a snake. And we've already fought that one, but I'm going to find another one on my map so that I can show you the bosses in order as we go. So let me go find another one. I'm going to wander around until I find another biome. Got to stay kind of out of the other biomes because they have to be done in order. And as soon as I find another Naga, we will continue that. So I'll be back. So here's the crate. And then you'll get a Naga head trophy, and you'll get some scales. And so that's the Naga fight. Not too difficult once you're ready for it. So now the next fight on our list is where we started, and it's the Lich King. So let me get back over there, and we'll pick up again. Now, a proper way to do this is to break your way in and work your way through, and there's going to be spawners all over the place and all kinds of stuff going on in there. But I've done these before, and maybe I'll clean one out afterwards. I want to go right to the fight at the top, so we're going to take a bunch of ladders, and we're going to take our happy self right to the very top of his structure and skip all his guards. Right, there it is. Let's pop down and grab that. Boom. Lich King's head. And so our next kill is the Minotaur. And that's going to be in the swamps, I believe. Map. Okay, so that's the dragon there in the middle. He's not next. I think the Minotaur are these around the dragon. You see these four, my arrow's pointing at them, those four things. Those are going to be underground like mazes, and I think the Minotaur's going to be in one of those. So let's go east. This is what we're looking for. Looks like a mound with an entrance in it. Okay, and then in here we have her head. Okay, looking at the map, your next kill is actually south of here. So where you find your mazes in the swamp, in the center between them, you'll see the red biome there, and it's got an evil face. There's a dragon, and we're going after that guy next. So that's where we're headed. And boom, Twilight Forest head and Hydra chops and fiery blood. And then when you're done, you have all this ore you can come collect if you need ore. Alright, next up on the kill list is the Urghast. And these are going to be found in towers that float over the aptly named Dark Forest. I think there's a alternative boss in there that we can kill, but we'll see when we get in there. Looks like you can see on the map there's an icon up there. That's what we're going towards. Ooh, Mimic. Get off me, Druid. Die, Mimic. Furniture Slayer. Lots of darkness in there waiting for us, huh? Here it is. This is what we're looking for right here. Alright, I think what we have to do to get in is we have to put a trophy on here. And I think it can be any head. Maybe. It might have to be the Hydra. We'll try since we killed 2 mushrooms because I went into 2 of those mazes. We'll see if we can use a mushroom head. There we go. And then that opens it up. And you can get it back, it looks like. So you just have to have it open it. So, much like the dragon was to the swamp, the next boss is to the Dark Forest. You see how like there's 4 of the Dark Forest ones that we just did in the middle here, but he's going to be way up top there. There's going to be a fortress floating above this middle orange part. So we have to figure out how one gets up there, and I believe we'll find the base of the tower down here. And boom, there it is. So this is the Urghast Tower. Much like the other areas, the next one that we have to do is one of these that's surrounded by 4 possible choices. We're trying to get up there to her, but we have to go through these guys first, and that's the Yeti Cave. That's what we're aiming for right there. That tower. So now we just gotta nerd pole up onto that glacier and go get her. So I never was particularly fond of this tower. It's not super interesting. It's a lot of the same to make your way up. So we're gonna do like we did with the Lich. We're gonna take a ladder to the top. Booyah, Seeker Bow. That's what we wanted. That's why we came here. 12.5 projectile